Dennis Allen is 2-0 against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not saying he deserves a statue, but I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a statue. Thomas, hit that intro.
Hey, Ralphie, Andrew, and Dave. All right, I got a little intel. Your Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. It's a joke, all right? And I'll tell you what, you, Ralph, you mispronounce everything, okay? I listen, I go, what the? Does he not know the English language? All right, Ralph, try to get an English class in there every now and then, okay, pal? Hey, Andrew! Think you're smart, huh? Think you're smart? You're in big trouble, pal. I eat a piece of shit like you for breakfast. And then, of course, there's Dave. Dave, a little obnoxious? Got a little bit of chip on your shoulder, huh? You gotta cut people down all the time? Is that what you gotta do? But know that life is good. Appreciate it. Do what you do. Keep on keeping on. Shooter out.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch. And remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on YouTube. Smash that follow button. And listen, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. And remember, if you become an annual patron, you get 2 months for free. Plus, you get the swag box and you get our limited edition Boys Are Back cup. To any new annual patron that subscribes, Dave, I want to thank Hunter. I want to thank Monty, Seth, and Christina. They all signed up last week. Thank you, guys. And remember, we are doing the MVP contest for people who watch the live stream and donate and subscribe during the show. We are doing an MVP contest for people, anyone who donates any amount during the show each week. Get entered into a drawing at the end of the season for Saints Happy Hour, Smoke Monday t-shirt, or the new Saints Happy Hour t-shirt, which me and Thomas are working on currently. The person who donates the most each week gets entered into our drawing for 2 Saints game tickets in 2023. And the person who donates the most each week gets to have a 30-second video of themselves giving their Saints hot take the following week. Thomas, do we have any videos this week?
Of course we do. We have a video from Saints Rabbit from the legendary show, guys, the record-breaking show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome last week. Thanks, guys, for supporting the show. Last week, we had a record number of donations during the live stream. Of course, since the Saints won, I had to crack open Nikolai's Tears of a Falcon beer for the second straight week. Of course.
I got one of these left, but yeah, of course I'm drinking one of these.
What you
drinking?
And
the
they're
same
delicious.
Whiskey.
They're delicious.
Drinking the same whiskey that I was from last week. It's still good. No bottle of beer for me, apparently. That's okay.
You don't ever drink beer.
It's the principle.
It's the principality of the situation.
Principalities in this.
That's right.
Okay.
Listen, Dave, we'll get to the crowd at the Saints Falcons game in a minute, but this Saints Falcon game, Kevin, I felt like it was so Saints Falcons. It was just 2 desperate teams trying to give the game away in soul-crushing fashion. The Falcons succeeded. Dave, Dennis Allen, he doesn't want to listen to your negativity about the Saints that I'm sure is coming. The Saints needed a win. They got a win. And this was the most fired up I have ever heard Dennis Allen after a Saints game. Thomas, play that sound of Dennis Allen just yelling at people.
Listen, we need a win. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing we all talk about running the ball. Look, I don't think we tackled as good as we needed to today. But what'd they have, 80-something yards passing? So it's not about, do you stop the run? Do you stop the pass? Do you do this? Do you do that? It's do you win? And that's what we did today. And so their plan was to come in and run it, not try to put the young quarterback in difficult situations. Look, the runner, Algier, I was impressed with him today. He's a tough physical runner. But we did what we needed to do defensively to win the game.
It's the most excited I've ever heard Dennis Allen ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I thought he was drunk there for a second. Jeez.
One game out of first.
Yeah. I know. You think I'm going to be negative. You think I'm going to, rain on your parade this week. I'm not going to say anything. I'll let you have whatever you want to have. I'm not going to say anything. We're on to Cleveland. But,
We're on to Cleveland.
I just have, I do have some bad news for you. And that is, that's the fact that Dennis Allen has now reached his max win streak, which is one.
So, yeah.
So don't expect anything next week, buddy.
He matched it.
Kevin, the thing with this game is...
Oh, wait, hold on. And I will say this, too, also. If you are one of the fans out there, and I think there are a lot of you out there, who wants Dennis Allen fired immediately, so I have bad news for you. He's keeping his job. This game just saved his ass. Okay?
Saved his ass. That's what I was going to say.
We make the comparisons to this is like coaching LSU and just beating Alabama, whatever. I mean, Dennis Allen has now swept the season series with the Falcons. He's won when it matters most, and that's in the division against the Falcons. And now that also ups the Saints' record to a slightly more, I don't know if respectable,
slightly less awful 5-9.
Not respectable. That's not respectable. 5-9 is not respectable.
It is not.
That's why I paused and
in 2022 it is, Kevin.
That word.
Dude,
but if the NFC South as a division wasn't a complete nuclear garbage fire,
yeah,
we wouldn't. This wouldn't be happening. If the NFC itself
wasn't a dumpster fire, it's so beautiful.
Middle of the road.
Well, Dennis Allen can only play the cards he's dealt. I don't know what to tell you.
And he's played them shittily. I might add. He's played them shittily. The Saints nearly snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and it's the fact that Ritter decided to I feel bad saying he decided to pull a Mark Ingram, because honestly, Mark Ingram, it turns out,
was hurt,
running on a shit knee and shouldn't have even been in the game.
Yeah.
So Desmond Ritter had a brain fart yesterday and decided to try and go for a couple of extra yards and blow an extra second or two off the clock before running out of bounds, and
it's delightful,
cost his team a shot for a big play at the end. But guess what? It was a rookie quarterback in his first start in the league, and he didn't even have 100 yards passing, and the Saints only won by 3 at home against another now 5-9 team.
How do you run for 230 yards and only score 18 points? That is Falcon.
I'm glad I'm not being the negative one on this.
Well, here's the thing, though. Kevin is. I want to be.
My torch.
I want to be positive, because here's the thing: Atlanta fans have been clamoring for Desmond Ritter for like a month, and that was my favorite thing about the game. Like, there is no NFC South team with a future at quarterback. Nobody has their future quarterback. I know it's only one game, but Desmond Ritter, he looked horribly unathletic, Dave. This is going to go to one of your teams. He had a 9.7 RAS.
I don't know why I'm defending this. Here's the thing. If that was Marcus Mariota, I really think the Falcons win. Really? If that was washed-ass Matt Ryan still on that team, I really think the Falcons win.
By the way,
I really do.
Speaking of Matt Ryan, and I don't want to get off topic now. I just want to mention this for later.
No, we're going to mention it. Go ahead.
I just really want to discuss that Vikings Colts game, because I watched that with my son.
Jesus.
And that was some of the greatest football watching I've had in my entire NFL fandom. But we can get back to that.
That's another fun thing is I love how Vikings fans somehow think this makes them and establishes that they are a good team. Well, no, it doesn't. You were down 33-0 at home against washed-ass Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts, and a guy
Who's the fill-in for first take?
An essay, who came in third place in an essay writing contest to become an NFL head coach, and that's who you lost to, or that's who we're losing to before they decided to Atlanta Falcons it, and then you guys somehow Forrest Gumped your way into a victory. Right, Don't celebrate that.
Hold on. Two points. First of all, I don't think it's Atlanta Falconsing it. I don't think you can use that as a
Matt Ryaning.
Yes, exactly. I think this has proven it's not a Falcons thing. It's not a Kyle Shanahan thing. I think Kyle Shanahan just got off the hook.
It's a Matt Ryan. It's Matt Ryan.
It's a Matt Ryan thing. Okay. Second of all, I think I may have forgotten what my second point was.
But here's
but no. My second point was look, Kevin. Yeah, the Vikings got down 33-0. The Vikings are built for comebacks. They that's where they thrive. They love getting down like this. They have done this multiple times this season. They are touched by God. You're darn right.
But I don't give a shit about the Vikings, man. All I care about, Saints 53, Saints 54, Falcons 53 all-time series. We'll just pretend the playoff game never happened. I like that.
Yeah.
But listen,
no, this was good. I mean, I'll give Dennis.
The thing is, though, this was the Saints, Kevin. If you want to be even more positive, which I do, because it's fun when they beat the Falcons. The Saints did. They did all their 2022 Saints activities. They had a turnover in the red zone where they're about to go up 21-3 or 21-0. Right? They have stupid penalties. They dropped interceptions. Like, they did all their Saintsy things, and they still won. So, what's the problem?
They blew a short yard. They blew a short yardage attempt to either ice the game or nearly ice the game. They blew that, and it's just everybody. My entire timeline on Twitter when they had to punt the ball back to the Falcons was, "Oh my God, it's happening again." They're setting it up again. This is what's happening.
They do this every week. How can they do this every? How can they do this to us? How can they do this to us every week?
I took my buddy Ben to the game, and there was 3 minutes left or whatever it was, and he was like, "You ready to go?" And I'm like, "No, we are not leaving. Are you kidding me? This could easily get choked away.
I will bleed out in the alley. I will bleed out in the alley. I'm not leaving."
And sure enough, shit started happening, and I was like,
"Bradley Roby to the rescue!"
This is why we don't leave.
I mean, here's the thing: the offense, Kevin, looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. Like, they have Shaheed. I wish they would get the ball more than 3 times a freaking game. That would be nice.
Get the ball more to Alvin Kamara.
Get the ball more to Taysom Hill.
But he has to be on the field for that to happen.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think Alvin Kamara, Andrew's not here for nerd film study, but Andrew's been saying this. If you subscribe to Patreon and you read the grades, Alvin Kamara's pass protection is horrible, and I think the Saints are kind of fed up with him on third down because he's not doing a good job in pass protection. So they're like, "You're not getting the ball. We're not putting you in on third down anymore, buddy." And look, we can argue that back and forth, but I think the Saints, it isn't just Pete Carmichael trying to get weird. I think the Saints are a little fed up with Kamara in pass protection. But Andrew's not here to break it down for us. And by the way,
I'm sorry that Juge isn't here. He's too busy getting skull dragged by Grandma Yvonne Lendl or whatever out at the club or wherever the hell he is.
He's in New Orleans. No, he's in
Baton Rouge at the tennis club. He's probably getting dragged by Betty White's corpse.
He's probably getting dragged by some Raising Cane's manager who runs 3 stores and drives a nice BMW. Any hoozle. Instead, you got me. Instead of having stats and facts and numbers, you just have raw emotion.
You got the eye test.
Sometimes that's what you need here. Sometimes that's what you need. You need somebody to come in here and rattle the damn cage a little bit. And that's what I'm here for.
Here, it's weird, though, Dave, in that, Pete Carmichael, we knock him for a lot of the stuff he does. Like Kevin says, on third down, you don't have Kamara and you don't have Taysom. But on the flip side, he's running great plays. He's running the Wildcat with Kamara at quarterback. That was fun. He's having Taysom Hill throw bombs to Shaheed, which, oh, by the way, when we build the Mount Rushmore of Falcon killers, Taysom is on the Mount Rushmore of Falcon killers. That dude murders the Falcons every single time. It's great. And they
there's
hate
the
him.
film right there. Boom, beautiful, right on Twitch.
He looks
That's
like
great shit.
How can Taysom?
Right after that happened, we were all in a group text, and I said, Juge is running away with the UDFA Sun Draft like Secretariat at the Belmont. Like this is tremendous.
Yeah.
Like
tremendous.
Shaheed,
might be
Shaheed
his
is like a
best
number
year
2
ever.
receiver. Like I mean, Granderson is nice, which is another UDFA son of Andrews, but like Shaheed's like legitimately good, and it's exciting. Like
that's insane.
It's insane that like the Saints, 2 of their 3 best receivers are UDFA. Juwan Johnson and Shaheed. But Dave, the offense, man, 350 yards. Andy Dalton, another game with no turnovers. He's got the 2nd highest rating of his career for the Saints. Like, Andy Dalton's been, since the Arizona debacle, been pretty good.
He's
no.
enough.
We got to get him out immediately and put Jameis in there because Jameis is the guy. Jameis is the one. Hey, listen, I listened. I was on a Spaces the other day.
Oh, my no.
And I heard some words of wisdom. And it turns out that Jameis Winston healed himself because his hands were touched by Jesus. And so Jameis was able to heal himself. And all they have to do is put him back under center, and he'll be throwing frozen ropes to everybody. He'll have the greatest 4th page stat numbers of anybody you've ever seen. And it'll be phenomenal. And he'll personally carry the Saints to a 10-9 record.
Oh my God. That Spaces, I saw that on Twitter. Apparently that Spaces lasted 5 hours. I couldn't do a 5-hour post-game show if the Saints won the goddamn Super Bowl.
Wait, Jameis 1 started his own Spaces?
I don't know. I don't know the details. I just know that I saw somewhere that it was 5 hours long. And I was like, my God.
He did that, and I immediately was like, Elon, you need to permanently delete Spaces right now.
You need to shut it down.
Get rid of it.
So that's your fault.
Andrew's not here, so we're saying nice things about Shaheed, Dave. But the offense, like, if they could get another,
do you think Pete Carmichael? I mean, look, let's go back to what you were saying earlier, because you were
Pete Carmichael.
I mean, like you said, we rag on him because we feel like he's not using Kamara correctly or whatever. But yet he's also calling these Taysom Hill throws to Shaheed. The offense has been good enough. These last few games, the offense has been good enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what?
I have always kind of been a Pete Carmichael defender, and it's been kind of different. I'm not an X's and O's
Tiger
guy.
Saint says Pete the Magic Dragon.
I'm not an X's and O's guy. I can't tell you. You know, to me, this is like a chicken and an egg thing. Like, it's hard to tell what's really the problem, whether it's the offensive play calling making the players worse, or the players are worse and it makes the offensive play calling look bad. But I've always said Pete Carmichael has been leading this offense for years and years, and for the most part, they've been pretty darn good. They've been a top 10, top 15 offense for almost.
Well, their passing game, Kevin. To be fair, their passing game they were like 31st or 32nd last year, so their passing game is a lot better. The argument with Dennis Allen, like, Dennis Allen's not getting fired. Like, he's secure in his job, whether you think he should be or not.
Right.
He's not getting fired.
Correct.
Okay, but why not? Why not? Wait,
because
he's not.
The Saints and Mickey Loomis are going to say, "Oh, they had injuries, and we don't want to be a one and done organization. We're not that way." They're going to keep it. Like, I'm not saying they should even. Like, if the Saints would shock me and fire Dennis Allen, like, I'm not going to be sad. I'm just going to be like, please hire a better coach. But I think the discussion people are having it's the wrong who to fire discussion or who to change. I think there's a real chance that they are going to move on from Pete Carmichael or give him the job that he really wanted, where like they just put him in an office somewhere like Milton from Office Space. I mean, that's the job Pete Carmichael wanted. He really didn't want to be offensive coordinator. Right. So, but I think that's the discussion that's more interesting and more realistic, Dave, is like, what are they going to do at offensive coordinator? And Pete's really weird because he goes through weeks where I'm like, yeah, get rid of him. And then he goes yesterday and I'm like, ooh, running some fun stuff, Pete. I like it. So I'm torn. And I still think it's like 50-50 that he's going to be the offensive coordinator next year.
Yeah, I could totally see him coming back as well. But we talked last week. It's also very likely that, to appease the growing portion of fans that have pitchforks, that want Dennis Allen's head on a pike or that want a complete overhaul. What they may get is a Pete Carmichael sacrifice. So
Dano says we don't even know if he wanted the job. Are we sure he's given 100%?
No. Well,
I feel like Pete Carmichael. Here's my thing. Is Pete Carmichael? Does he want to get fired so he's not given 100%, or is he like some of us where we like, oh my God, I gotta work hard this week so they don't fire me. I gotta put in a good effort for a couple of weeks to make sure they don't fire me. Like, that's the thing I'm torn about, Pete. I don't know. Like, what do you think, Kevin? Because we know he didn't want the job. So does he want to get fired, or is he like, I gotta work hard this week so they don't fire me because I got bills to pay, I got a mortgage, I got kids in private school?
Well, hang on a second. If they're going to keep Dennis Allen, despite all of this, they're going to somehow have the foresight and the fortitude to fire Pete Carmichael, the guy who's been around longer in the organization.
Well, somebody's got to be.
They're going to put the bullet. They're going to take him out for the drive upstate to the nice farm instead of Dennis Allen.
Yes.
We demand a corpse for this disappointment of 2022.
Yeah.
We demand a body.
Yeah, especially considering he wasn't really that interested in taking the job in the first place.
Here's the thing, though.
Correct, but that's why you clear everything out. That's why you clear it all out. This isn't college football. This isn't the SEC where you're Mississippi State and all you got to do is beat Ole Miss and all of a sudden they'll carry you off the goddamn field. This is professional football, man.
Wait. Should they? Should they have carried?
The Jaguars have been turned around. The Jaguars have been turned around almost in a single year. They are in contention for the AFC South. The Lions have been turned around in a year by a first-year coach because they got turned around. They were 1-5 to start the year, and the coaching actually got them off their asses out of the dirt, and they've turned it around. They've turned it around. They're fighting to win the division now. They can actually be favorites next year, especially if Aaron Rodgers leaves. And you're going to sit here and tell me, oh, we got to give DA another chance.
Here's the thing I'll say to that.
We got to give DA the 2 years or the 3 years or whatever. Carlo,
here's the thing, Kevin.
Put him in the car with Clemenza in the back seat and get rid of him.
Solve your problem with aggression. For all the other NFL teams listening to this podcast, and I know there are many, if you need a cultural turnaround and you need a new head coach, we have one. Sean Payton is your guy.
Right.
He will turn your entire you see what the Jaguars are doing. You see what
Everyone
the Lions are doing. You see what the Bills have done. You see what the Rams have done. You know who's going to do that? Sean Payton will do that for your organization, and he can be had for the low price of 3 first-round draft picks.
Well, here's the thing.
We'll take a first round and a second round this year. We'll take 2 seconds the following year. Just give us picks. We want multiple picks.
If you want that, phone
lines are open.
If you want that, you need Dallas to lose to the NFC South in a playoff game. If you want that kind of package. But Kevin, my one point to you, and you're right about these teams getting turned around with 1-year coaches, and you even forgot the Giants, right? The Giants are going to make the playoffs. They have a first-year coach. The one thing I'll say about Detroit is Dan Campbell, he got his shit fixed, but he's on his third offensive coordinator if you count the times that he called the plays himself. So, like, that's the template for Dennis Allen. Like, get yourself a Ben Johnson from Detroit. Get yourself a young hotshot OC. You get your problems fixed, man. That dude's, he's got Jared Goff looking good.
Do you think Eric Bieniemy would ever make a lateral move? Do you think that we could ever get somebody like Eric Bieniemy? I know he always interviews
last year.
He always interviews for head coaching jobs. He never gets them.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I know they wanted the offensive coordinator that's the guy for the Rams, Cohen. I know that's who Dennis Allen really wanted. Okay. And it didn't work out.
Okay.
Well, that was the name we heard. By the way, you can sub for free with Prime every month. Thomas has instructions in the description of the link. Click it. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can support the show. Thomas, give us an update on the MVP today. Tonight. Okay,
we filled the cup to the half. Tiger Saint in the lead, 5,000 bits. Budrich, 2,100 bits. He asks you, Ralph, if you want cool Falcons trivia. And Hatchet John in the third place, 1,200 bits.
Thank you, Hatchet John. You're amazing. Listen, as I said before, Dave, the good news is Desmond Ridder looked completely and totally overwhelmed at quarterback. And no NFC South has a decent quarterback. And when Tom Brady leaves, Tampa will be included in that. The bad news, of course, Atlanta ran for 231 yards. Here's the thing with the defense is Dennis Allen, of course, got the job because he coordinated a top 5 defense. But I look at this defense, Dave, and I got to put responsibility on the players. Like this defensive, I hate to say this. It pains me to admit that you are right. It pains me. It hurts my soul. But you said all year long, the defensive line sucks. And
I don't even know if I was specific to the defensive line.
They can't rush the passer. And a foundational piece of their defense, Dave, the last 5 years was you can't run on the Saints.
Yeah.
And now everybody runs on the Saints. So, how much of that is Dennis Allen and how much of that is just the defense got old or whatever and it's declined and it's players?
Well, I mean, our defensive line definitely could stand to be improved significantly. We don't have Lattimore. We haven't had Lattimore for quite a while.
They've invested a ton in the defensive line. They got Marcus Chu first and Peyton Turner.
I didn't say they did. I didn't say they didn't invest in the defensive line. I just said they don't really have a lot to show for that investment, which is a problem. I don't think it's that much on DA. And I mean, look, this is a defense that, 1 week they could just have an incredible game. They have the talent. The talent is there for sure. But my point is last year they were an incredible defense, one of the best in the league. This year I think we were expecting, because we signed Honey Badger, also kind of a disappointment. But I think we had very high expectations for the defense this season, and I think fairly early on, it was apparent that on paper they were good, but on film, it really wasn't that. They really weren't that great.
I mean, that's the thing, Kevin. It's weird because just a couple weeks ago,
we started the show by saying, or said earlier in the show, Desmond Ridder, a rookie quarterback who only threw for 90 yards, almost still beat this team. How do you do that unless the defense is playing totally?
I mean, Atlanta
garbage.
Once Atlanta tried to throw the ball for 2 series, and then Arthur Smith, Kevin was like, "Nah, bro, we're not doing this." And I mean, they ran it on 3rd and 13 and got it.
Yeah, well,
Jesus, man. It's like 1984 Oklahoma Sooners. But the thing is, this defense,
you would think too that the game plan when you're playing a rookie quarterback
would be like stop the run at all costs.
Yeah, it would be like make this rookie guy beat you and make mistakes.
Yeah,
and if that was the game plan, and they had, then they really did a poor job.
Yeah, you would think
of doing that.
You would think it would have been the Steelers' game plan against the Panthers, where Mike Tomlin was like, "Yeah, we put 8 and 9 in the box.
Yeah.
Like we weren't letting the Panthers run. We were going to make Sam Darnold beat us." Like you would have thought that would have been the plan, and yet Atlanta was just. And the thing is, Kevin, it wasn't Ritter running around. Like I was worried there was kind of be like the first game where like Mariota's running around, and like you look at it, you're like, they had a bunch of rushing yards, but Mariota had like 75 of it, so it's kind of fluky, dude. Desmond Ritter, for a dude with a 9.7 RAS, he looked very Ian Bookish, like not athletic at all, and it was mostly just Atlanta running the handoffs and just gashing the Saints. But where are we, like, with this defense? Not for playoffs and all that. We'll get to that in a second. But, like, just for, like, long term, how are you feeling? Like, how much improvement does this defense need?
I will be making a lot of selections to improve the defense in my many mock drafts. The D-line's going to need help. We're probably going to need some secondary help. Might even need an extra linebacker for depth, because it turns out that with this team, whenever you say, we've got depth, turns out we either trade assets away to somebody that's going to end up winning the damn conference or something else. So this team is going to need a lot of help in the offseason.
Here's the question. I want to do it in the chat. Guys, if I want your question in chat, because you look at like the possibilities for Peyton to get the most picks, and the Chargers are winning, and they have a really soft schedule. So I think the Chargers, like, they're not going to fire Brandon Staley. I think he's going to make it, and they're 8-6. They're, I think, the 7 seed now, or the 6 seed in the AFC. I think they're going to be okay, but Dallas, they are starting to get injured on their offensive line. They're missing a couple of corners. I think, Kevin, Dallas is definitely back in play for Sean Payton. I think Arizona, their GM had this weird thing where they're like, he's going off on quote unquote medical leave or whatever. So they might be in play. So I feel like the market for Sean Payton is, I know Andrew is like, they're getting a first. Don't worry about it, you cripple. But I think the market for Sean Payton is a little soft. I think we really need to start rooting hard against Dallas. We need a full-on Dallas collapse, and we need soon-to-be octogenarian Jerry Jones to just panic by Sean Payton. I think that's...
You got to root against Dallas, which, hey, don't have to ask me twice. You got to root against Dallas. Got to root against the Arizona Cardinals. Got to root against the San Diego Chargers. And I know people say, the owner's an asshole. He's not going to, there's a whole bunch of, listen, the more teams that have a promising quarterback that fail, the better. That's it. That's all I want. Yeah. All that needs to happen is for somebody somewhere for Adam 3-inch vertical leap Schefter to tweet out that San Diego somehow gave a phone call to Sean Payton to gauge interest, and that's all we need. I don't care if Dean Spano,
Jason Champagne says Cliff Kingsbury
decided to actually is interested in cutting a check for Sean Payton. I don't care. But I just need some of that rumor mill churn to get going, so somebody panics and pays $1.50 on the dollar.
Jason Champagne, we're in a conundrum, because listen, it would be cool if Arizona would panic and give the Saints that top 5 pick for Sean Payton, but we need Cliff Kingsbury to help us out on Christmas in some kind of way, beat Tom Brady, even though he's playing his 3rd string quarterback and he's down 3 corners, and Arizona Cardinals look as bad as the Texans, maybe worse than the Texans, because at least the Texans, they're frisky the last couple of weeks. Jerry says,
I want to go over the scenarios. I've got them pulled up.
We got the scenarios. We'll get to that, and it'll infuriate Dave. I'm working it up. I got to work Dave into a lather. I know Dave gets upset about the playoff scenario. But listen,
I'm not going to get worked up because none of the playoff scenarios are going to involve the Saints. So.
Well, let's get to it. Thomas, show those beautiful NFC South standings, baby. Show them. We need them.
I can't believe.
Listen, look at this. Dude.
Wow.
This
6. I mean, 8 and 9 is going to win this division.
Dude, Dave.
8 and 9.
How is Tampa going to get
the division?
I watched Tampa yesterday. How is Tampa getting to 8?
All right. Well, let's go team. Okay, let's go team by team. So currently, Tampa Bay's in first place. They have a 1-game lead over everybody else. That's 6 and 8. They play the Cardinals. They can win that, right?
Yeah,
they're 4.5 point. They're a 4.5 point favorite on. They're a 4.5 point favorite on Christmas night, and to only be a 4.5 point favorite over the team that's going to be playing their third string quarterback and they're down their top 3 corners, that's a pretty damning indictment against Tampa. And by the way, Tampa, they were up 17-0 against Cincinnati and completely and utterly collapsed. Yeah. They turned the ball over 4 straight times, 5 if you count a fake punt that went awry. And ended up losing 34-24. It's the first time ever that Tom Brady had blown a 17-point lead in his career.
You hate to see it. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Carolina beat him 21-3 earlier, Dave. I'm just saying,
Well, that's what we need to happen. So then what? So then after let's assume they beat the Cardinals, they're 7 and 8. Then we need them to lose to the Panthers.
Next 2. Yeah, you need them to lose the next 2.
See, that's the problem. Is I don't know. I don't know if they're going to lose. To
Here's the thing,
and the Falcons.
I think, Kevin, you look at Tampa, and it really comes down to Christmas night. In that, we'll get to the Saints Browns game when we do predictions, so we'll save that. But I really think it comes down to Christmas night for Tampa, because if they can't beat Arizona, then 6-10 or 6-11 for Tampa, I feel like becomes in play if you can't beat Arizona. Because if you can't beat them, who are you going to win? Who are you going to beat?
Here's the thing: Carolina has the Lions coming up, and the Lions, as I've stated before, are playing gangbusters. That's probably a loss for Carolina.
Yeah, right? Exactly. They're losing.
And then it's at the Bucs, which means they're playing for their lives in the division in the last 2 games. So at the Bucs and at New Orleans. Then you got the Falcons at the Ravens. That's probably a loss. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It depends on how their quarterback is doing. And then they're in Arizona, and then they're in Tampa.
They host Tampa. They host Tampa.
The problem is if the Bucs go 1-1 into that final week,
Saints got to go 2-0. Saints have to beat.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, do the Falcons really want to try hard in that final week if they are actually out of it?
Yeah.
Because again, if I'm, and this is me, I'm being super petty. If I'm the GM or the coach of a team that is out of the playoff race, but knowing that if I beat an opponent, my most hated rival could potentially get a playoff berth or help, I would literally pull my quarterback. I would pull my quarterback after the first 2 series and put some second string guys in and say, hey, guys, we're just trying to get film for next year, blah, 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 and basically be doing this the whole time to everybody else.
Atlanta actually, Kevin, back in the day, Atlanta actually helped the Saints get a playoff spot in 1990. They beat the Cowboys
It's 32 years ago.
And the Saints won on New Year's Eve and got a playoff spot. Here's the thing. I do
I'm
think
just looking at these standings, and it just makes me giggle. Like
it does.
This is terrible.
Here's
the most embarrassing, pathetic thing I've ever seen.
No, Dave.
Whoever wins the division, please.
Dave,
I pray it's 7-10.
Here's the thing.
I don't want it to be 8-9.
Dave,
this entire division should be relegated to the XFL
Dave,
or whatever.
The most embarrassing scenario. The most embarrassing scenario is Tampa loses to Arizona, loses to Carolina. The Saints beat Cleveland. Atlanta beats Arizona, and everyone is 6-10. Going into the final week, and the Saints need to win, and they need Tampa to lose, and Atlanta needs to win, and they need the Saints to lose. So it's like a group of death in the World Cup, and it's just
literally death.
And 7 and
death. Like somebody's going to win the division at 7.
Get some help.
And here's the thing, Kevin. I know that Saints fans. I know that Saints fans are like, listen. We're going to look back on this and we're going to regret. We're going to be like, oh, the Tampa game and, the other games that the Saints have lost at the gun. But every team in the South has at least 2 soul-crushing losses that they look at and they're like, if we'd have just won one of those goddamn games, we'd be set up.
No, I know.
Like Atlanta has the Saints, like both of the Saints games, right? Especially the first one. Carolina has the game where the guy scored on the Hail Mary but took off his helmet. Right, the Saints too many to count.
I texted you guys yesterday on the group text and just reminded you that if Mark Ingram hadn't run out of bounds,
oh my god,
the Saints
would be first.
The
Saints would be in first,
and control of their destiny.
They would. Here's the thing, Dave. The Saints would be in first, and they wouldn't even need to worry about Philadelphia. They could just be like, we're going to go to Cleveland. We're going to beat Cleveland. Right. We're going to rest up against the Eagles. We're going to rest everybody. And then we're going to play Carolina, and we're going to get to 8-9. We're going to win this division. But I think everybody...
That's the problem is we do have to play Philadelphia. However, I just saw today Jalen Hurts is injured. So, I mean...
Don't worry. He'll be back. He'll be back completely fine. He's basically going to get one of those white crystals from Krypton. He's going to go into a chamber... And all of a sudden, he's going to come out and shake somebody's hand, and then the music's going to start playing, and he's going to crush the hand and pick him up like at the end of Superman 2, and then fling, throw for 400 yards, rush for 100. KB is going to explode in joy as her guy Jalen Hurts absolutely whips the ever living shit out of this
Thomas, put a poll up. Put a poll up. I want to know: can Tampa get to 8 wins? Because if that is the question that matters for all the madness in the NFC South, and here's the tweet: Tampa, the math, Kevin, says if they just beat Carolina, they have a 96% chance to win this division. But I watched Tampa. Oh, by the way, Tampa has not covered a spread in the continental United States since week 2 against the Saints. Just so we're clear at how bad the Bucs are.
This is just ridiculous.
The Saints.
This is
the Saints have 3 games this year where they lost by 4 points or less. Week 4 in against Minnesota, where they lost by 3. Week 6
Cincinnati
against the Bengals, they lost by 4. And then the Bucs 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
And the Cincinnati and Bucs game, they were both at almost the Bucs. They were like at 99% chance to win. Cincinnati at one point they were 80% likely to win, and they lost both.
I don't know. I think if we play Jalen Hurts, I don't know. He's got a revenge game coming out.
Well, but that's the thing, Dave. Is Tampa going to get to 8 wins? Because if Tampa can't get to 8 wins. Then suddenly the Philadelphia game might not matter.
They have to lose 2 of those final 3.
You know what's going to happen? And I hate to say this. I'm sorry. I hate to put a bow on all of this, but like,
Oh, here we go.
it's like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady's gonna pull some shit out of his ass these last 3 games
on Christmas.
Seriously.
On Christmas, he's gonna ruin our Christmas.
Not even like starting this freaking week.
God, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that.
But the Bucks are gonna like win out the next 3 games. Like
they're not winning out.
Cruise. I don't know.
I know.
Right. So not only will they win the division, he'll get to over 500. He'll limp to over 500 just barely and get into the playoffs and play, I don't know, a fucking reeling Cowboys team. And all of a sudden they'll be clenching up in the postseason.
That is the nightmare, Kevin, because then if Tampa gets in the playoffs, we have to root for them against the Cowboys because we need the picks. That is a nightmare scenario. Jesus.
If I was putting money on it,
Tiger Saint says Davy Downer. I agree.
I have the Bucks winning out.
The Bucks winning. See, I don't know, man.
Guilty as charged.
They have to lose too.
They have to lose too.
I'm basing this just purely on the Tom Brady rabbit's foot luck. I don't know. He just does it. He's just a winner. What are you gonna do? He just wins. Okay. He just wins. All he does is win. But no matter what.
Here's my retort, Dave. Every quarterback in NFL history that stays too long, they have a fucking sad ending. Brett Favre, Fouts, Johnny Unitas,
Drew Brees.
No, Drew Brees.
I'm just kidding.
Drew Brees. It's a little sad. But I mean, like, most of the quarterbacks, Kevin, that stay too long, they end up broken completely and on the trash heap. And Tom Brady is clearly staying too long. I feel like Tom Brady's ending is going to be horrific and enjoyable. The thing that I can't figure out is it a playoff sad ending, or is it, oh my God, he went 6-11 and didn't win the South sad ending?
Listen,
Joe Namath. Thank you, Tiger Saint. That's a good one.
Yeah, overrated. Shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. There are 2 scenarios and only 2 scenarios for the Saints to get into the playoffs. Number 1, first scenario: Saints win all their remaining games, and Tampa must lose 2 of their remaining 3. If that happens, Saints get
Print the t-shirts, Dave.
Saints get to 8-9. Tampa and Carolina finish no better than 7-10. So that's unlikely. That's unlikely. Scenario 2.
That's another name.
Scenario 2, and this is you need to fucking roll 7s like 3 times in a row. Saints can only lose once in their remaining 3. But that loss can only come to Cleveland or Philadelphia. Right. They have to beat Carolina, so they have to go 2-1. Right. Tampa must lose all 3 of their last games. Carolina must lose to the Lions in Week 16 and to the Saints in Week 17 or in Week 18, but beat Tampa in Week 17. Part 4: Atlanta must lose one of their next 2 games, either to the Ravens or the Cardinals, and then beat Tampa in Week 18.
Oh, my.
All right.
I wish I had a Madden Telestrator so I could just be scribbling all over this goddamn thing.
You probably lost most listeners.
It's fun to care about these games. No, it's fun.
Charming, Dave.
It's fun to care about these games. Like, Dave, it'll be fun if they can beat Cleveland. We can all gather around the TV on Christmas night after the kids open the presents. We get a little drunk, and we root against Tom Brady. So everybody in the South can be 6-9. Like, that'll be a fun freaking Christmas.
Well, this is what I'm. Okay, so do the Bucks play the Falcons final week of the season? Is there a scenario where the Bucks are playing the Falcons and we're all hate watching because it may be Tom Brady's final game ever?
It could be. Like,
we're rooting
because he's not. I don't think so, Dave. Because I don't think Brady is retiring. Like, he's going to be like, I can't go out like this. Like, he's going to be like, I gotta go to the Raiders. I gotta go back to New England. I gotta go to San Francisco. I can't go out like this. And his wife.
That is right.
His wife already told.
I can't let the ex-wife know that she was correct in that I should have hung it up.
He couldn't even let that. He couldn't even let that reporter scoop him on his retirement thing. He had to come back out of retirement just to prove that guy wrong. Who was that? Who was the guy that?
We've already proven that he loves football more than he loves his family.
Yeah.
So like, he ain't retiring, dude.
All right.
There's a better chance, Dave. There's a better chance that he's the quarterback of the Saints and Sean Payton is the Saints coach than he retires.
Right.
Okay. Like that's more likely than him retiring.
Is that the hook to get Peyton back? Does it have to be a package deal?
Gross.
It would be good. I say it's gross now, but like the moment Schefter breaks it, I'll be all in. I'll have the I'll have the Brady fathead on the wall.
Oh yeah, wait. Here we go.
Here we go. Like, don't even think.
No, wait. Okay, so here we go. So yes, Peyton comes back next year with Brady, 1 year only, just because he's still under contract with the Saints. That way, he takes a shot with Brady here in New Orleans, where he's comfortable, where he knows everybody, where he knows he can do whatever he wants. And then his contract's done, and then he can go wherever he wants.
And Brady gets stretched off week 3.
Yeah, whatever. But then Peyton's out of his contract. Then he gets to just choose where he wants to go and doesn't have to worry about
the chat's getting really weird. It's like Tiger saying it's like kissing your sister, but she's a hot stepsister. It's getting weird in the chat tonight.
I've seen those videos. Those seem
Lord.
They end pretty well. I don't know.
Dave.
Booking. Oh, but hey, Mike from Booking the Territory. Great. The best wrestling podcast on the internet. Thanks, Mike, for joining us. We got to get together and do it.
Get me on as a guest, Mike.
And by the way, people, I blocked and muted like 24 people. I will not stand for Aaron Brooks slander in my timeline on Twitter. Because the list, here's the list of Saints quarterbacks that have won a playoff game. Drew Brees, Aaron Brooks. I don't want you fucking Aaron Brooks slander in my timeline. Get out of here with that.
Hang on now. We got to couch that. We have to couch that slightly.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Because I'm still going to make jokes about oh, thank God he didn't smile, trudging to the sideline after throwing another back-breaking interception, or thank God he didn't make another boneheaded, brain-farted fucking play, throwing the ball behind him, throwing the ball to somebody that wasn't there, doing all this other kind of nonsense.
That's fine. Just don't tell me Bobby Hebert is better. Don't tell me Jameis is better. Don't tell me.
Hey, I'm not going to say one of the Billy Jones.
Don't tell me Archie is better. I'm not going to say
any of that shit. I'm not
Aaron
going to
Brooks
say
is
any
the
of that.
second best quarterback in Saints history. The end. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater.
Says more about the Saints than anything else.
Kevin, it's hot take time.
Ooh, it's hot take time? Well,
it is.
It is time for this week's. Oh, shit. It ran up on me. I had it pulled up. It's time for this week's hottest take of the week on the Hotline. Sponsored by JLD Hot Sauce and Knives. If you want award-winning hot sauces like Boot Jalokia or Reaper Madness Special Reserve, go to www.jldsharpsauce.com. They also have incredible jellies such as palm and pepper. They also have an incredible selection of handmade knives for cooking, hunting, and outdoor needs. Go check out the Zombie Killer Quartering Cleaver and tell me it's not the best damn quartering cleaver you ever saw in your entire life. Jerry has personally tested these in wicked experiments. Jerry Embler is a tremendous supporter of Saints Happy Hour, so we are asking you to support the people who support Saints Happy Hour. Go to www.jldsharpsauce.com to get the best hot sauces and knives at the best prices anywhere. Use promo code Saints Happy Hour. That's all one word. And get 10% off. That's www.jldsharpsauce.com. Promo code Saints Happy Hour.
This week's hotline is pretty short. People weren't impressed with the win. I'm disappointed in you people.
It wasn't a very impressive win.
No, become a patron to get access to spicier and more bloody version of the hotline. Thomas told me a totally drunk guy called this week, and it was unsuitable for public consumption.
Oh man, send that to message me that though privately. I want to hear
that. Thomas, describe the hotline in 3 words before you play it.
I mean, it's more than 3 words, but we won, but it's still sad.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
All right.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Breaking news siren, 2:03 Central Standard Time, Sunday. Saints officially have a tight end. Rejoice.
Hey guys, well, it's a good night. Saints swept the failed clowns, and it's never a bad year when you can do that. I just want to throw this quick thought out there because I had to watch the game late. But if Roby doesn't catch that Drake London fumble out of the air, I guarantee they would have said that it was not a catch and an incomplete pass. Guaranteed.
Boys, that was a Saints win. They got off to a nice lead, and we thought, well, we didn't get to dance on Brady's grave, but we'll always take dancing on the Falcons' grave. Cool, this is about to be fun. And then it just got like, wow, we're a bad team, and oh shit, here's this Cincy thing that's gonna, oh great. So it's coming down to the and then that completion to London looked legit, and then they knock it out, and it's like, here we go, and then we end up back to the end. This is just like, there's Sainty losses and Sainty wins. This could have been either. It was a Sainty win, so we always hate the Falcons and them, and so it's, who dat, baby?
Gentlemen, it's Adam, the radio voice, calling you from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Well, the Saints got away with one against the Atlanta Falcons because of the stupidity of the rookie quarterback. It is what it is. Horrible game. All the way around, it was a horrible game, and they are still a bad team. Dennis Allen still needs to go. They won because of the stupidity of a rookie quarterback. Anyway, 5-9. We'll see what happens. Go from there. What I really want to call about was say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that fun stuff to you guys. I really appreciate everything you do. I'm thankful for you guys. Have fun. Who dat? Take care.
Thank you, Adam.
That was a great. I didn't even think of that. Like, if Roby doesn't catch it, it's totally an incomplete pass. Oh, it would have been. That is 100% dead on balls accurate. Like the Arthur Smith, he just would have like handed the challenge flag to the ref and just winked at him, and it'd have been like, yeah, incomplete. Lock it in. Thomas, where are we with MVP?
Let me see. Tiger Saints still in the lead. We got new donations from Budrich 500 bits and Hatchet John 400
Thank
bits.
you, Budrich. Question I want both of you to answer. I sort of enjoyed the win. I mean, it would have been fun if the Saints would have stomped the Falcons out, right? It would have been fun. Yeah. But I sort of enjoyed it more that it was just complete 100% luck that the Saints won this football game. Like, that to me made it more enjoyable, because just going to Falcoholic and just like hate reading Falcons Twitter, like they just like were so mad, and it was just and sad and all that. Like, it made it more enjoyable than if the Saints had won like 45-10 or something.
No, I mean, obviously I was at the game. I was in the dome. We got up 14-0, and I was starting to feel it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, here we go." Yeah. I was all amped up for a party in the dome. Yeah, absolutely.
That crowd was like 60%.
No, maybe 75.
Yeah,
but like, that's right. That was the other thing I forgot too. Like, late in the fourth quarter, like they're trying to. This is the second week in a row now, because last week we got a good wave going.
The wave was, and so they sad.
But they tried to get it going. But I was like, guys, we are not out of the woods here with this game yet. Like, we have to be focusing here. We can't be doing the wave.
Like, when can you
down
do
by
the wave?
3 points.
According to Dave Farrell, how far ahead you got to be to do the wave?
2 touchdowns at least.
It's the Saints. I think it's got to be at least 3 scores. Yeah. I think you got to be 3 scores up before you can do the wave.
No, because this is always usually in the fourth quarter. It's usually at least halfway in the fourth quarter. If you're up by 2 touchdowns halfway through the fourth quarter, I think you can do the wave.
I think you got to be up. I think you got to be at least 15 up before you start doing the wave.
Yeah, so okay, you need one extra.
So Thomas, play
2-point conversion. You have to get a 2-point conversion.
Thomas, play the take it to the top. We got to go. There we go. And by the way, I hope people are enjoying. Thomas got me the hookup to where my camera is not my laptop camera. It's my old cell phone camera. So is the picture better than what it usually is? I got it mounted. I got Stanley Jean Plantis here. I got Reggie Bush around. It's a regular Drew Leaves. It's a regular atrium up in here because Houston's about to be Freeze-ageddon pretty soon. Thomas,
it's like that romantic scene in Airborne.
Oh my. So, Thomas, what you got for us? Some questions. How many we got? We got a bunch tonight. Good ones.
Yeah, we got a bunch. Fortunately, pretty good ones. Let's start with a bang.
Oh,
from Christmas.
Hey now,
as Kevin went somewhere.
Right,
Christmas asks, what's more important for Penning's development this season? A, improve his stamina, or B, learn how to count to 3 so they are not bucking up 5 yards every time he's on the field.
By the way, Christmas, very timely name. Happy holidays.
That sequence where the Saints had 2nd and 1 inch and it turned into 3rd and 9, that is about like 2022 in a microcosm for the Saints. Like, I was like, are you kidding me with this?
Yeah. So, and answer B. More important to Thick Underhill's development would be learning how to count to 3.
Thank you.
Maybe some Sesame Street.
He says I look amazing. I need more fat heads. I appreciate that.
Maybe some Sesame Street episodes, or I recommend Odd Squad on PBS. So big fan of Odd Squad. Add a little humor to your math learning. Keeps things
Math is hard.
Next question. Option C. Improve your RAS score even further so more people will get hyped up about you, Trevor.
I think it's like a 10, though. It's like a 999.
D, trade down.
RAS score, does RAS score, wait, I think we've talked about this. RAS score has nothing to do with
jumping off slides.
No, intelligence.
That's right.
Or mental capacity whatsoever.
Just 3 cone in the 40 and lifting.
You're thinking about the Wonderlic, Dave.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't include anything like a one test or anything. Wait, is it really?
Thomas,
your score is only those 3 events plus your physical.
It's like a bunch of events.
All right. Plus like like hand size and shit. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas, your Discord avatar of you and the ice cube is freaking me out. I don't. It's weird. It's really weird. It's not Christmas themed. It's like Polish winter themes. I don't like. But
what can I do, man?
Yeah.
Next question.
I need to move to the U.S. from Poland.
Wait, what's the score of the Packers?
Thank you, Mexi Huda, for gifting a tier 1 sub.
What's the score?
I'll
5
find that
tier 1
out.
subs.
I had the over. That's really what I'm concerned about.
I'll find it. Hang on.
I'm concerned about the over.
Dude, I cannot believe the Saints over with the Falcons didn't hit. It was 43.5 and it was 21-18. And I was like, with like 8 minutes to go, I'm like, well, even if the Saints lose this,
24
going to lose, I'm going to win this bet, or they're going to add a touchdown. They're going to add some points, and they're going to win, and I'm going to hit this over. And it didn't hit. I was like, I cannot believe.
24-12.
35. I don't think it hit.
No, the total was 36.
Oh, sorry, 36. Yeah. I'm bad at math. I don't think it hit.
So what else you got for us, Thomas? What's next?
That's a shame.
Okay. Next question from Saints Rabbit, the reigning MVP, who's not here tonight, unfortunately. But we got a video.
Thank you, Saints Rabbit. He's listening. He's listening.
And he sent a video that we'll watch later.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Saints Rabbit asks, question for Ralph. 3 games left on the regular season. Would you like to somehow double or nothing your Waffle House bet? And if so, what are the new stakes?
I don't know.
I remember, what was the Waffle House bet again?
The Waffle House bet.
You have to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House?
No, I have to go to Waffle House, and every interaction with the staff, I have to name a Saints player.
Yeah. And you also have to record it. Now you know. Now you'll see how difficult it is for.
It is
when I had to go to Olive Garden.
I'll have to have.
I have 2 working arms.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me. I have to bring Selly or Max with me.
Yeah.
Juwan Johnson's at 32 catches, I think. So he's got to get
done, man.
He's got to get 8 in the last 3 weeks, and he's like.
No, you said 30, man. You said 30.
It was 30? I thought it was 40. Oh my God, it's done. Okay, wow. So it's done. Like, but here's the thing. Like, what could I go double or nothing with? Like, and what would be double the bet at the Waffle House? Like, I have to say 2 Saints player names when I interact with staff.
You have to eat at Mother's.
Wait, what is this Cook Duke thing? I'd rather Kevin win the jerk off bet.
I don't remember.
There was something like that.
Are y'all doing a bootleg triple X?
Dave said something like that.
I have no idea, man. I don't know what sort of wishbone.
It's just a personal private side bet that they've made.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't even know. Like, I feel
Ralph,
what did y'all do? What
no
did y'all
idea,
do when
brother.
I went to Paris? Like, how did that show go? I didn't listen. I mean,
some Eiffel Towering going on.
Got weird.
Hey, well, yeah. Well, speaking of, I mean, if you have to take any of your family members to Waffle House to record you, I'm sure they'll be just as excited as they were hanging out with you in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh.
Like this wonderful Christmas card I just received.
I know. I got to get on your Christmas card list.
That's right.
Sally my address.
Kevin is my wife's favorite. So
my wife.
Hey, wait. We gotta have a discussion.
Wife.
Kook Duke said the Dutch rudder with Ralph's dead arm. I don't even want. What Dutch rudder? Can we discuss? Is that possible to discuss?
No, that would be the stranger, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be the stranger?
What is the Dutch rudder? I don't even know.
I think that's the stranger, right?
Oh.
That's the stranger.
Oh my God.
Actually, wouldn't it be like a double stranger if he like sat on it first?
Jesus.
Thank God Juge isn't here. But
Dude,
fortunately, his cool kids are listening.
That's right. That's right. His cool kids. Hey, ask your dad.
Oh, wait, what were the kids' names again? Henrik and, oh crap, now I only remember one of them, so the other one's going to feel bad.
Ask your dad about the Dutch rudder.
It's your Uncle Kevin here.
Andrew's gonna be so mad. It's like this show. It just
when a couple of consenting adults want to kick things up a notch, they'll usually consult a book that has some things in
the
it.
Kama
and they'll
Sutra.
try that out.
Wow. We went from regular season to middle of June content at warp speed in this podcast.
Wait. No. If it's Ralph's dead arm and then you also sit on it, it's a double Dutch rudder.
No, it's a double stranger.
It's a double Dutch rudder.
It's a double. Wow.
Like double Dutch, like the jump rope game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next question.
I'm gonna have to get a clarification here from the New York office on this. We're gonna need New York to.
We're gonna need Dr. Ruth to come on as a guest.
You know, wait. I thought I made the thing that I said I would do that with Ralph's dead arm. I thought I was the one that.
Yeah, Jason says an education in every episode. Thank you, Jason Champagne.
I think I was the one that said that, but that was from my bet, which I think was Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport playing a certain amount of games. I don't. Are either of them healthy right now?
I don't know. I don't even think they're real people. This is great because when the Saints win, we always get like a bump in audience. So we probably have like 20% of the audience is like new listeners. They're probably like, "This is great football." They're talking Saints football. They're talking playoff possibilities. I love this. I'm getting excited for the Christmas weekend games. And then they're like, "Oh. This podcast took a turn." It took a turn.
We're gonna need Mike Pereira to weigh in if whether or not it's a stranger or a Dutch rudder. We'll figure this out.
Or a double Dutch rudder.
We need. if somebody can give us a clarification, I'll play the breaking news
I'm
siren.
not a big fish
Next
guy.
question.
Okay, next question from Biloxi Blues, and
I
he
need to get a beer.
asks,
I'll be back.
it's the last game of the regular season. Saints versus Panthers. Panthers win, and they win the NFC South. Saints win, and Tampa wins the NFC South. What do we do?
Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I think here's the thing that as a Saints fan we need to, and this is a good question, Kevin, because we want the picks for Sean Payton, right? We want the picks. And I think you got to think what matchup has the best shot to beat Dallas. And I'm not sure because the Bucs are terrible, right? And if Sam Darnold beat Mike McCarthy, he's not making it back to Dallas. And Mickey Loomis, you might get 3 number 1 picks if Sam Darnold would beat the Cowboys. So I don't know, like, what you do here.
Right, but
it's a great question, Biloxi.
Sam Darnold on the road.
No, it would be Sam Darnold at home because NFC South, you get a home game. You win the division, you get a home game.
God,
tough, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Tampa did beat
crazy.
Dallas week 1. Feels like 1,000 years ago, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think, you know what? I'm betting big. I go lose to the Panthers. If Sam Darnold can do us a solid the next week, we get all the picks. I'm doubling double or nothing on Sam Darnold. How about that? Let's get nuts.
Okay.
Next question.
I'm thinking about it though. What was Ralph's thing for Juwan Johnson making those catches? What was his?
What's that?
Going back to the last question about Juwan Johnson and having catches in the bet you made, what was your punishment? What was your
the Waffle House?
Oh, the Waffle House, man.
Yeah, the
Come
Waffle
on,
House.
Dave.
Where you been, man?
Come on, Dave.
Let's just edit that out. Cut that out. Tom.
Dave with the brain lag.
Yeah.
Dave, attentive listening as always.
All right. First of all, I am probably the most attentive listener. You know, my wife says I'm.
Hatchet John says Dave is drunk.
Attentive.
I believe that is true.
Yeah, it's the Saints Happy Hour podcast.
What do you think? Like,
and we're an hour and 45 minutes into this.
If you
the three of us are here for 30 minutes pre live show and drink, make sure that everything's correct.
We need to record the pre-show because Thomas is just like a parent and he's just trying to wrangle cats and get us organized, keep the ship afloat before we go live. It's amazing. I think we need it. The patrons deserve it. Is that it, Thomas? We have any more questions?
Last question, guys. Last question from Don Checo. Is
Kevin's moved on to T.
Yes.
Is either Shahid or Juwan Johnson already the best UDFA since Pierre Thomas?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No, there's been other. I mean, like the point you're making, is correct that both Shahid and Juwan Johnson are great undrafted free agent picks. Happy to have them on the team. But I'm trying to.
Who's better than that besides Pierre? Who's better?
There's been
nobody better
since Pierre, though.
Since Pierre, there ain't nobody been that scored 7 touchdowns, and there ain't been anybody that Smoke Monday.
I see. This is why there's got to be somebody.
No, there's nobody. Like,
I don't know.
I mean,
okay.
Oh, Hatchet John says, does Taysom count? He wasn't drafted.
There you go, right there.
Ooh, yeah. See, but Taysom wasn't a UDFA for the Saints. He was on they signed him off the Green Bay.
Yeah,
like practice squad. So he's not like I don't know if he qualifies.
I don't count that.
I don't think he does.
I don't count that.
I mean, if Juwan Johnson if he gets to 10 touchdowns, Dave, I'm not saying his career would be better than Pierre Thomas, but would it be the greatest single season by a Saints UDFA if Juwan Johnson got to 10 touchdowns?
Anyway, now I'm pulling up Pierre Thomas's stats.
I mean, Pierre Thomas had some really nice years. And he was really good in 2009, obviously. But, like,
let's see.
Who are some notable undrafted free agents on defense?
I mean, Bobby Richardson.
All right.
That's it.
No.
Carl Granderson. But Carl Granderson
Wait, what about receiver? No, Lance Moore was not. He was signed by somebody else first. He was drafted.
There is a receiver. I'm forgetting his name. He caught like 20-something passes.
Pierre never rushed for 100 yards. Never rushed for
1,000 yards.
Never rushed for 1,000 in a season. But his best rushing year was 2009.
Yeah.
He rushed for 793, had 6 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns.
Okay.
But I would say his better year was the year prior in 2000.
How many receiving yards did he have, though?
In 2009, his receiving yards were 302.
Okay. Hey, guys, Vicarious in the chat has the right answer, guys.
Oh, deception!
Oh!
That's right!
That's not better than Juwan Johnson.
So in 2008, Pierre Thomas rushed for 625 yards, had 9 touchdowns.
Okay.
He caught for 284, but 3 touchdowns.
Ooh, okay. So Juwan Johnson, he's got to get to how many total touchdowns is that for Pierre?
That was 12 for Pierre.
That was 12. Ooh, so if Juwan Johnson, if he gets to 10, ooh, that's tough. That's a strong season. That's a high bar.
I mean, also just longevity. Like Pierre was with us for
but like I'm talking like single season though, Dave.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get it. I mean,
let me see what he's got right now.
I'd say Pierre was the best, and I guess you could say Juwan is in a close second right now. Yeah,
if he gets to 10, though, man, that's a strong.
Juwan Johnson currently has 416 yards receiving off 35 catches. They've got him projected to finish with 43 receptions, 505 yards, and 9 touchdowns.
The yardage isn't impressive. The touchdowns number.
If he gets to 550 and 10, you can at least make an argument that it's the best UDFA season.
Well, okay, and he's doing this with the Saints and with Andy Dalton. Does he get like an extra bump?
Hatchet John says Jake Delhomme, but Jake Delhomme only had like 2 good games with the Saints. All his stuff was Carolina.
Anyway.
That's right.
But wait, no, but Juwan Johnson is doing all of this with the Saints and with
Ginger Man.
Yeah, with Dalton Flash. So does he get like a little bit of an extra like boost?
He gets like a bump. Yeah, it's like a difficulty.
Do you get like a couple, like an extra touchdown, a couple of extra 100 yards?
Yeah, I mean, you could justify that
degree of difficulty.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Tiger Saint says, "Bring back the telemarketing headset." Is my audio that bad tonight? Jeez.
No, I don't think so.
Or people just like the telemarketing headset?
I think they just
it's fun.
They look that look.
You can still use it for the headphones.
For the audio, yeah.
For the audio.
No, but so that's it. So that was a great discussion. It's a fun discussion. And here's the thing, Dave, that's great. Like the Saints, because they have so many needs, it's really nice to be able to just scratch off tight end off the needs list and be like, we got one. We got a tight end. We're good. I think Juwan Johnson and Troutman, more than adequate at tight end.
Juwan Johnson, sure. Yeah, Juwan Johnson and Adam Troutman together are more than adequate at tight end in the same way that me and Wayne Gretzky scored 133 goals in 1982 for the Edmonton Oilers together.
Vicarious says, 28 says, I'm done with Troutman.
I'm not.
He's not a big fish guy.
Well, Shaheed has 805 all-purpose yards. So we're
all right. Well, shouldn't we get to the contest?
We should. Oh, here we go. We should. Thomas.
Why are you cracking your what? Have you and Tom been colluding?
Colluding. Well, we got a lot of collusion. We got Kevin and Thomas, Andrew and Thomas colluding.
You know why, Dave? Because I remembered who I picked as the star of the game.
That's right. Thomas, do the review, please. Here we go.
Okay, quick review. Everyone bet on the Saints to win. Andrew and Dave both locked the Saints to win. And Kevin guessed the start of the game, and for that I give him bonus 3 points. So let's look how it looks this week.
Wow.
Bring the wife on the show. Get the boy on.
Kevin,
we're just
lapping the field is disturbing.
Yes.
Like, I feel like something happened, Dave, when Kevin was like, "Hey, if you move the show and we do it on I'll move my schedule around and I'll be back on the show full time now." I feel like when that happened, and the draft channel in Discord happened, and Kevin became like a fucking football savant, and like all his takes are solid. He's got legitimate good predictions. It's very disconcerting, and I have to say I don't really like it.
You know who's the smartest one?
Yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. Okay, so we're at 0. Well, hold on. My son just got home from the Pelicans game. He wants to say hello.
My son.
He got your wife's good looks, Dave.
He did get my wife's good looks. We lost.
Hello there, fellow kids.
Yeah, Kevin's got a skateboard, so he can talk to you.
I can talk to the youth.
He can talk to the youth.
Hello.
All right, good night. Love you.
How about that Lizzo, huh?
Lizzo.
And that Bruno Mars.
How about that?
Let's see who that in the chat.
I
Is that even your kid, Dave?
Fatherly affection there from Dave Cariello.
Damn.
Look at that.
Dude,
that's
the Saints are getting it together and the Pelicans are falling apart.
Is that even your kid?
Maxie Hudat from the top rope. Jeez.
It's an actor that I paid. He already got in his Uber. And
Dave looks concerned, guys.
He does.
You may be up to something, Maxie.
So
18 points for Kevin. Okay, this is.
So before we get to the pick,
this is ridiculous.
I think Juwan
Johnson.
That's right. Kevin deserves to be out front, and it's just very disturbing to me. But Tiger Saint says rent a kid.
Yeah.
But before we get to the pick,
at the kennel.
Before we get to the pick, I think we need to acknowledge and remind the people the weather in Cleveland on Christmas Eve, high of 12 degrees, 35 mile an hour winds, and a 50% chance of snow. This game has the chance to be an unwatchable, straight back to the 70s kind of game. Just so when you make your picks, boys, the weather is going to be a fact.
I look forward to hearing you say 67-10.
I did. I had to change my score when I found out the weather report today. I'm not going to lie.
You did minus points for that.
Tiger Saint says shenanigans run amok. You are not kidding.
All right. So, Tomas, you want to give us Andrew's pick since he's not here?
Well, no.
I think we can go with Andrew last. He can go last.
Andrew sent a video.
Okay, great. Boy. All right. I'm in favor of that.
Pristine quality, guys.
So I'll go first, Kevin. Sure. I was going to say 31-17 Cleveland, but then I saw the weather report and I had to change that all around. I forgot that Thomas put it up there. I even forgot my score. I think it was
change it and forgot it, man.
I did change it. It was 9-6 Cleveland. And I don't even remember who was my turn of the game.
Jesus.
I forgot. I mean, listen, man. You know, I got a lot going.
Benjamin.
That's right. Here's the thing. The Saints have cycled through number 2 running backs. Eno Benjamin fumbling in the cold in Cleveland and costing the Saints this game, I feel like it's preordained by God. So Eno Benjamin is my turn of the game.
Now, wait a minute. Didn't I have 0 points last week? And I just
you had -5.
You had -5, man. Get on the program.
What? That was up from what?
Trying to keep up.
10? Was that up from -10?
It was -9 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Man, Juge had -4, so I gave you more points than Juge for the same thing, basically.
Oh no, thank you.
You should be
Father.
thanking me, yeah.
Yes, no, thank you, Father, for I have sinned. Thank you. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll go. I said earlier, Dennis Allen won last week. Mathematically, he's out of the running.
Capable of winning 2 in a row.
He's out of the running for this week. So it would be stupid for any of us to pick the Saints to win. I'm thinking, just for schlitz and giggles, I think this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be an embarrassment for Mickey.
Oh my God!
Deshaun Watson is going to have a game.
Oh, no.
We're all the idiot Saints fans are going to be like, "Oh, see, we should have signed Deshaun Watson."
No!
Hire a masseuse.
Yeah, so I'm saying Browns 35.
That is fucking stupid.
Saints. What did I pick the Saints to have? I don't even remember. They're losing. 10. Yeah, that's not right.
35. You got to Ralphie here for a second.
Oh yeah, no.
Hey, the over/under in this game.
No,
the total is 32.
I know that. Well, I know that, and I bet the over. This is going to be Deshaun Watson's coming out party, coming out party, where everybody's finally like, oh, this is why the Browns took a chance on him. So Mickey Loomis, poo of the game for not signing Deshaun Watson. We could have Deshaun Watson, incredible quarterback.
But we would if we had Deshaun Watson. We wouldn't have him on the show.
Just roll with it.
No,
I know.
The chat says the Saints 17-10. A lot of people in the chats are picking the Saints 13-10. Hatchet John says 17-9.
Everyone's picking
Jerry
the Saints in the chat.
17-10. Rashid Shaheed, star of the game. The Browns are the worst run defense in the NFL. Even Tampa ran the ball.
That means the Saints actually have to run the ball.
But the Saints ran for 130 against Atlanta.
Okay, but that means we're gonna have to get Kamara on the field. Okay,
fair enough. Well, Taysom could run the ball. They could run the single wing in the bad weather.
All right. Well, hear me out though. Run the veer. Give me the veer.
Yes.
I want the veer in a professional football game. Okay. So you two jamokes decided to go with the Browns. Ralph, you're wearing an orange shirt, for God's sake.
I know. It's Astros orange.
You
not
absolute
no, that's pretty much Browns. That looks like pretty much Browns.
Yeah.
Absolute clown frauds here. You got all the fans here in the chat picking the Saints somehow through some sort of way, some sort of shenanigans. And am I not a man of the people?
You are a man.
Am I not a man? Am I not the voice of the voiceless, as it were?
You are.
The two of you who actually get
voice
that.
of the teenagers.
You.
Voice of the teenagers. Kevin.
Hello,
and
everyone.
ladies.
It's your Uncle Kevin here.
Your Uncle Kevin here.
Making predictions.
Predictions here.
If you got a gambling problem.
Call 1-800.
Got a pick here for you. Saints 17, Browns 14.
Ooh.
Star of the game. Pew pew pew. Pistol Pete Werner.
Ooh.
I gotta say. I'm a little more confident in this game now that Kevin's picked the Saints.
Hang on a minute.
Hang
on. Tomas.
Oh Jesus, he's
lock that shit in.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
this is his lock of the week of the
century
of the year.
When was the last time the Saints, Kevin? Before we get to Andrew's pick, I know the Saints played the famous snow game in Buffalo in '89 with 4K. When was the last time the Saints played in horrifically bad weather?
Seattle last season, I think.
No, it wasn't. It would rain, but it wasn't like terrible.
Eagles playoff game. What was that?
That was pretty.
No,
cool.
I could have swore that wasn't
2006. They played in the Giants, but it wasn't snowing. But it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds or some shit, and Eli didn't cross midfield.
I was at that game.
But like, maybe somebody in the chat, like, when was the last time the Saints played in horrifically bad weather? It's been a long time.
I mean, horrifically, like again, like when they played the Eagles and won with the field goal.
It was cold, but it wasn't like snowing, and it wasn't like
it wasn't snowing during the game. But I mean, you know, there was enough snow to throw snowballs at the bus.
Ooh, they played in that monsoon in 2013 in Carolina. Yeah, 2017. No, it was either 2017 or 20. I think it was 2013. Butteridge, because Cam Newton drove them down and won at the end, and it like the Saints were winning. And then they had like a monsoon and no one scored until it cleared up and Cam drove them down at the end. Yeah. Jason Champagne says Saints 3, Browns 2, star of the day is Jack Frost. Will it into existence, Jason. I am here for that kind of abomination on Christmas Eve. I'm here for it.
Field goal and a safety.
That's right.
I'll take it. Give it to me.
The Browns are horrifically bad on special teams, like LSU 2022 bad on special teams. It's kind of been like herpes for the Browns. It hadn't flared up lately, but it's due.
There.
It's there, and it could happen at any moment. So
you haven't been taking your Gardasil prescription or whatever the herpes.
Thank you, Vicarious 28. Subscribe.
Oh no, it's a shot. Isn't it a one-time shot?
I don't know.
Okay,
what is
Thomas.
Gardasil? I just made that up.
Well, I'm too old to get that, and I know what that is.
No,
Thomas.
What is it? I don't know what's Gardasil.
It's a shot. They give it to the kids, so they're safe when they get older.
Oh, for what? They're safe from what?
The herpes. Right?
Hello, kids. As you get older and you start fooling around with one another, you may catch the clap. You don't want that.
Ask your uncle who fought in Vietnam.
Consult your pediatrician about Gardasil. Surprise your parents by asking about it the next time you're at the doctor's office. Just out of the blue.
Wait, no, I just made up. I mean, I know Gardasil's a real drug, but I just came up with it out of thin blue air, not knowing that it has any. What is it? Did I just guess correctly?
Yeah. It's the HPV vaccine.
Kevin.
Oh, really? Well, okay.
Kevin's PSAs for teenagers is my new favorite.
It's my new favorite thing too.
It is. Really it's better than Irish, Kevin. It really is.
Yeah, no, and it's easy because he just has to get the skateboard. He doesn't have to go into the accent.
So Thomas, play this Andrew video. He wasn't nice enough to grace us with his presence tonight. He had too busy beating old ladies in Baton Rouge at tennis.
He was too wasted on Veuve Clicquot. He sent us a text message from the game. $27 for a glass of Veuve Clicquot. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, he's so
was the exact phrasing, which I think fucking qualifies him as the all-time champion.
He broke the bougie meter.
I think the bougeometer is busted, and it's going to be a couple of weeks before we can get somebody out here to take a look at it and maybe get it back up and running. Because when you say $27 for a Veuve Clicquot, don't mind if I do.
It's like.
Yeah, but hang on, man. Your hand gestures when you say that belies something there, Dave. I see your hand motions.
Well, I'm doing the hand motions that I'm assuming Andrew is doing as he's texting us.
Assuming.
Bouge.
You're still bougie, Dave. Don't try and hide it.
Don't mind if I'm pulling up that text. I'm going to show it to you all. I'm not lying.
Thomas, get to this Andrew video.
Play the video while Dave.
He's apparently very proud of it. He's texting me about it all day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think he should.
Oh, he's proud of
What's
this
up, guys?
video.
I'm sorry to miss the show, but I am wearing my
Zoom in,
daughter's cat hat in embarrassment and shame for missing it. So sorry to not be there, but I want to give you a prediction for this weekend. World Cup prediction, World Cup theme in light of Argentina just winning. 17 degrees outside. I feel like there's going to be a ton of missed field goals, ton of turnovers. I'm going to go with a tie. My prediction is a tie. Saints 6, Browns 6.
Shut up.
And I don't know whether to pick a star of the game or a turd of the game, but I'll just say it's like penalty kicks, and Will Lutz and Cade York both miss a bunch. Who dat?
Dude, how would a tie?
What is the hat?
What would that do to the playoff scenario?
Too late.
The hat looked like a cat. No, it's not too late. You can pull it up and you know it,
dude.
That was like a cat face. Like, was that his daughter? Like, what's going on?
Something to do with
that
his
hat.
What are we doing, Andrew? Come on,
It looked
get
like
your life together.
Kate's hat.
That hat is
that
is the Stanley Jean Baptiste of hats.
Jesus,
That's the Kevin Casefahorn of hats.
That hat is.
That hat has seen
there
some
it is.
shit.
It's like. It's
That
like.
It looks like maybe his daughter made it, so I don't know. Maybe we should be making fun of it.
It's a cat hat. It's like they said, I want a cat hat, but I want it to be military chic, and it needs to have sequins.
Yeah, enhanced. There we go. All right. Well, I'll say this. Cullen, I know you're listening. Your sister made an adorable hat. Great,
Corporal.
good job. And Cullen, if you made that hat, dude, sick hat, bro. Sick.
Dude, I want to call him General Buttons. Like he's
General Buford Buttons.
General Buford Buttons.
That's the hat of a man who just watched France
Saint said
lose the World Cup.
It's a
mouse. It's a mouse?
trucker hat, and it's bedazzled.
So yeah, just for the listeners,
that's why you need to join us on the live stream. Because if you're listening to the audio only version, you have no idea what we're talking about. You missed the bedazzled trucker hat.
Yeah,
the mice tried to surround us over at Little Round Top.
All right,
but I was fortunate enough to lead my platoon into successful battle.
Okay, look, here's how.
Now please give me a wand with some string on the end of it.
Kevin, I just want to let you know the way microphones work. If you get closer to the microphone, you don't have to be that
major
loud.
mittens.
You can tone it down. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, you really need to be watching on YouTube.
You really need to. You need to do it.
Yes, it's like a gray trucker hat, and it's got whiskers and googly eyes on it, and then on the back it looks like there's some sparkle silver ears.
It looks like something my wife would pay top dollar for. It really does, because my wife loves cats. My wife would pay. Andrew, if you can get your daughter to make another one, Sally will pay you a lot of money.
I mean, I feel like if you're going to wear that hat and record yourself, and you know that you're going to be on this podcast, if you don't introduce the hat or explain the hat, then you're doing this because you know we're going to talk about
the hat. He's like
Andrew's and right now as Andrew is listening to this, he's going to be like, oh, they fell for it. Like I knew they were going to talk about that.
He filmed it in portrait and not landscape.
Yeah. Well, no, that's Andrew would do that sort of thing.
That's the full Ralph move right there.
That sounds about right. That's a Ralph Andrew thing. Kevin, you and me would never record in portrait, but Ralph and Andrew certainly would record in portrait.
Landscape only, Dave.
I always have to remind Ralph to.
I know you do.
Saints Rabbit says a PTA mom would regret wearing that hat. They would. They totally would.
It's got to be like a Christmas gift from his daughter.
It's amazing. It's like,
By the way, you can now purchase that hat in the Saints Happy Hour fans. They're $35.
You could be the cat trucker patron level.
That's
$35 a month.
Shit, I might actually have to make this happen. I'm gonna have to find a company in China that I can source. Because I can't put the ears on them like that. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go to China for this.
So, Thanks for joining us. This was a really great show. I know, and I'm not gonna name names, but I listened to a ton of Saints podcasts. Those motherfuckers were depressed. They're like, they won. We're gonna keep Dennis Allen. They should have lost. I felt like they were gonna lose. A lot of Saints podcasts were depressed. The one thing we could say tonight is we weren't depressed. I was pumped about beating Atlanta.
We are never depressed.
We are never depressed. Never, ever. If we could do a show after the no call, and we can do a show after that Tampa debacle 2 weeks ago, there's nothing that can keep us from joke. Nothing.
If we can do a show after we've seen Trucker Cat.
Trucker Cat. Trucker Cat. Like,
nothing's gonna stop us.
Just I didn't think anything could one up the cats that I have that are like
which by the way have been noticeably silent. Are they dead? What's going on?
No, they saw the truck. They saw the trucker hat and they left in shame. They saw the cat bedazzled trucker hat and they left in
Trucker Cat.
Trucker Cat. Yeah. Trucker Cat. Who dat hat? Tiger Saint. I like that. So, guys, thanks for joining us. And by the way, like I said at the top of the show,
what about the MVP, Ralph?
Oh, MVP! Do it, Thomas.
Jesus.
I failed again.
Saints Rabbit. Wait,
I left it on the screen to give you a hint, man. I tried to give you a
Rabbit's video. It doesn't matter. My crippled brain doesn't work so well.
Tons of love. Nobody overtook Tiger Saint. 5,000 bits, the winner and MVP of tonight's show.
Good job.
It got a bit heated at the top. Budrich and Cookduk tried to stop him, but at the end they didn't catch up.
We appreciate it.
And let's see the video from the former MVP, the Saints Rabbit.
All right, Saints Happy Hour. I am very proud to present this video for us here. Special shout out to Tiger Saint, Cajun Sands, Hatchet John, Bud Rich, Cook Duck. I think I got everybody. I think we collectively just funded the next live show, so
you might have.
And
accurate.
Let's see, football. So, a lot of hope for next season. Tight end Johnson, I think, looks pretty good. Quarterback position, not bad. I think the New Orleans Breakers are going to be a good team. So maybe 7-3. And Saints-wise, oh no, terrible. It's going to be pretty bad. But 7-10, 8-9, if by some miracle we win this season, we could still be looking at the best season in Saints history. Who knows? So cheers. Love you guys. And who dat?
Thank you. Very good. Very well done.
I want the
That was better than Andrew's video, even with the baby in the background.
If the Saints,
although lacking a trucker cat.
Yes.
If the Saints win the South, Kevin, at 7-10, I can't speak for any of you, but for myself, if the Saints win the South at 7-10, it'll be 2009 Super Bowl, the Gleason block in 2006, the 2022 7-10 NFC South Championship. That'll be my Saints top 3 moments of my entire life.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can get in at 7-10. They have to get at least 8.
Well, no, Tampa could lose out, right?
If Tampa loses both scenarios here, Tampa has to lose either all 3 of their last games or 2. But if Tampa loses 2, the Saints have to win all 3.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like the Saints could beat Cleveland and beat Carolina, get to 7-10. Tampa could just implode completely and go 6-11, and you could, that would do it. That'd be amazing. Totally.
Yes,
just tremendous. It would trump Hakeem drops the ball. Honestly, for me, it really would. And Dave, they do that playoff game. I will be there. I am flying in for that. I will not miss that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be annoyed that I'm going to pay for a goddamn playoff
game. No, man.
Just to watch the Saints lose.
That'll be.
I'm going to be so pissed off.
That'll be the draft pick bowl, man. They'll be playing Dallas. Dennis Allen beats the Cowboys, and he gets like 5 incoming first-round picks from Jared.
I love how you think this is the NBA.
Yeah, right.
They could do the 23, 25, 27, 29, and 2031 first-round picks every other year.
Ralph watched too many Pelicans games, guys.
I said it earlier. All the GMs in the NFL, you've missed your chance. Last week it was 2 first-round picks. It's gone up. Price has gone up. It's now 3 first-round picks.
That's right. It's for the first.
You blew your chance.
Be amazing.
You sat on it.
Be amazing.
We'll accept draft rights to Victor Wembanyama, or however he pronounces his last name, and you have to give a Dutch rudder to one of the 4 of us.
I mean, I'll listen to player offers like quarterback offers.
I want multiple picks. I want the Texas School Book Depository. I want
I don't know why what.
I want all the what other landmarks do they have in Dallas?
I get it. Now I know where you're going with that. Because otherwise,
I want South Fork Ranch. I want J.R. Ewing's hat.
AT&T Stadium. Rights to AT&T Stadium.
That's right.
Naming rights. Saints Happy Hour. It's now the Saints Happy Hour podcast stadium.
That's right. So, and here's the thing. I thought
Tron is now the Dutch Rudder 3000.
The double Dutch Rudder.
Yeah.
I thought without Andrew, this podcast was going to be a nice, tidy, like 110 minutes.
No.
I don't know why you would think that. He's the one who always wants to rein it in. Because he's on the East Coast, so he's an hour later. He's always the one that wants to rein it in because it's later. And Kevin and we just want to be
Saints Rabbit. I want the grassy knoll. That's right, Jerry. I want 3 firsts and the grassy knoll.
I want the original Zapruder film.
Texas Saint caught that. He noticed I almost said the Texas Book Suppository. He caught it. I almost said it. Tiger Saint, he knows where it's at. I almost said it. Like it almost happened. So close. But guys,
you're a great host for wearing orange.
That's right.
On the week the Saints are.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We always appreciate the people on the live stream. We appreciate the support. Support the show. Go to saintshappyhour.com if you're listening to the free version. Become a patron.
Hanukkah.
It's a great way to support the show so we can keep this going. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. However you celebrate it well. Be safe out there. And thanks to Dave, to Kevin, Andrew for putting a video on. We appreciate it. For Thomas running the show back in Poland in the middle of the night, always doing a tremendous job, keeping everything on schedule and in line. And guys, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that wins award. So guys, thanks for joining us. And until next week, the bar is closed. And Merry Christmas.